Hello everyone, and welcome to another wonderful 25 minutes of CHICAT Live. We are the Chicago Center for Arts and Technology. I am BJ Allen and your host for today. I am the digital arts instructor. Next to me is Patty Valkanis.
I'm the design lab instructor.
And Matt Wilson,
Maker lab instructor.
All right, so we are here today to introduce you to, or to reiterate information you hopefully already know about the Chicago Center for Arts and Technology, CHICAT. That's us. We are a nonprofit. We have adult education and youth education programs. We are from Youth Arts. We have a lot of art and technology after-school classes and other opportunities for middle schoolers and high schoolers in Youth Arts. So pay attention and we will tell you about everything we have going on. And we also want you to know that, dun, da, da, you can register now for our after-school classes. So this you'll have plenty of opportunities to write down our phone number, 312-733-1701. You can also find us at our website, which is chicat.org. And we are about to tell you about all of these wonderful ongoing after-school classes that we have right now. So, hi. Here we are at CAN TV on CAN TV's Hotline Studio. So if you have any questions, you can call the number at the bottom of your screen, 312-738-1060, and ask us about anything about the youth arts programs here at CHICAT. So thank you again, CAN TV, for this wonderful opportunity to spread the word about what we're up to. So, first, I want to show you where we are. Right here on our webcam. So we are at Roosevelt and Ashland, more or less. We are on 1701 West 13th Street near the Pink Line, bus lines 9 and 12. Again, there's our website, chicat.org, and our phone number, 312-733-1701. So we have 3 studios in which students can take classes. We are the instructors for those 3 studios. And I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about the digital art studio and the classes that we have ongoing right now. So you can call and register for these classes right this very second. So, webcam! Digital courses. The digital lab courses that are ongoing right now, and actually they're going to be going a little further than May, but that's a mild point right now. So we have Poetry in Motion, that's for middle schoolers. That class is a blast. They're basically writing poems and making videos out of them. So that class is going on right now. It's a hyper creative class. Students learn all about how to use a camera. They learn about how to record sound. We have a little digital recording booth in the, soundproof recording booth in the digital arts studio. They learn about sound, they learn about video, they learn about lighting, and they're really free to take all of these media elements and bring them together into videos that have poetry as a foundation. It's a very creative, very fun class, and there are spaces in it now.
Do you want to mention the miniatures?
So right now, we built, what's going on right now is we built these little stages. They're like miniature stages where students can take little miniature like animals, dinosaurs, all kinds of little miniature robots, and kind of marionette them around these little stages that we have in the digital art studio. It's very experimental and fun, and we were just doing it yesterday, and there was a lot of laughter and music and excitement and a lot of free-flowing creativity.
All good things you need in an art studio.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I personally, it's very important for me that the kids have fun. in the classes. So they're learning all kinds of very cutting edge technology. They're learning software that professionals use, but they're doing it in an environment that's very free and loose and supportive. That's what the Digital Art Studio is like. So that is the middle schoolers. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about, whoops, sorry, not that.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that's coming up. Those are some 3D prints. We making the news. That's for high schoolers, and the way that class is evolving, it's good. There's spaces open it for high schoolers, and it's similar in that they're learning photography, video, sound, lighting. They're learning all of these things, but they're doing it in a way that tells stories, that is news stories. And we're going to turn that, if everything goes well, into a blog where students will be able to post. We'll be doing podcasts, we'll be taking photos, doing short videos on a variety of topics. So it's very flexible. Everybody will be learning similar skills, but how they express that really depends on their interests. So that is a very fun class happening right now for high school, and we hope that you give us a call and register. So I got a couple photos here of the Digital Art Studio. Here we go. There we go. So this is from the Poetry in Motion class. We had all these cameras set up when we were practicing lighting the other day. We also have Adobe Creative Suite on all of our computers, the whole kit and caboodle, which is professional software. And we have plenty of equipment to do sound recording, music recording, whatever kind of sound innovation that students find. So that is the upshot on the Digital Art Studio. So now let's move to the Maker Lab, which is headed by Matt Wilson right here.
All right, so in the Maker Lab, students are learning about a variety of technology that may or may not have been around 10, 15, 20 years ago, right? So in the 6th to 8th grade class, it's about becoming a maker. What is a maker? How do people use this technology? It teaches students how to begin to 3D model, how to begin to use CNC machinery, and then really get comfortable with all of this technology so that they can take their artistic ideas from just being in canvas or just being in their minds or being 2D to something that could possibly be 2D or 3D or a mix of both. So it's really harnessing in on students' creativity, getting them exposure to some technology that they may or may not have used before, and then helping them get something ready for the showcase at the end of the session. So for the high schoolers, we have making digital into reality, which semi goes through some 3D software as well as some VR software, getting comfortable with learning to make things that are 3D images, 360 images, either 3D print them or put them onto virtual reality headsets. So it's really a robust, very creative, kind of driven by the spirit of their imagination as they just plug through and make their own projects to get ready for a showcase at the end of the session. So as long as students are coming in with their positive attitude, their creativity, then they'll be good to go.
And do we have some objects here from
Yes, we
3D
do.
prints? Okay, let's check those out.
So on the camera here we have some 3D prints. Some of these made by students, some of them past instructors, but they're all made using our great technology in the Maker Lab. So we have this adorable blue dog here. I would like to just specifically point out that this was made with 0% infill, so whoever did this, great use of Cura to get this sliced and ready to print. But look at some students' projects. This was made by a high school student. This is the phone speaker. The phone can sit right here in this, and the sound is amplified out through each end, so you have a non-electronic phone speaker.
You know, am I right that someone designed that during our open studio time too?
Yes, yes, on CHICAT. Yes,
Yeah, I'll
Carlos
bring
made
that up in a minute, but yeah, okay.
And then this is these two projects are from students in the middle school class currently, so they are representing themselves as 3D printing companies. So they had to come up with their logo or something that they would want to be on a billboard or on the side of their company's building or something. So we have one student who chose to go with more of a simple just keeping things short, concise, to the point, and then we have someone who's super into having their name plastered all over the place. So 2 different ways to represent yourself as a company.
Both good.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever floats their boat. They're both representing their own companies, whatever they choose to go with. And then we have this totally cute castle
It's a little
filled
hard
with
to
fun
see
and
the
adventures.
detail, I think.
But it is totes adorable. If you come through the Maker Lab, you can see it for yourself in person in
Ooh,
great
cool.
realistic detail.
So you should totally come through.
And on that note, before we talk a little bit about Patty's studio, let's talk a little bit about the schedule at CHICAT and what we have here. This is a schedule of our after-school classes, which are ongoing right now. So note that middle school is on Monday and Wednesday. Those classes are from 4:30 to 6:30. And then high school classes are Tuesday and Thursday from 5 to 7. And then on Fridays, and what I was alluding to when Matt was talking, we have open studios, which means that students who are enrolled in any class can go to any of the studios and experiment with what we have there. And so what I was talking about with Matt earlier was that this object right here, a student just, I think he was enrolled in your class, Patty, and decided on Open Studio de Carlos, to come over to and experiment with 3D printing. So our studios are very fluid. We encourage students to think in an interdisciplinary way, and to think that they may be starting a project in one studio, but they may want to try out that project in another studio later. So all of our, we're all very on board with collaborating and being interdisciplinary.
Being like open and supportive for students is really what we're trying to provide. In addition to the education, just being open and supportive to creative ideas.
Something that's really great about Open Studio is that, again, no matter which of our classes you're enrolled in, you can go into another class and learn something that day. So this is something that was created in the Maker Lab, even though he was in the Design Lab. All of our classes are designed to be taught at whatever level a student comes in at. That includes novices. So for some people, 3D printing can be daunting. Digital photography and editing can be scary. Some people come in and they, let's say we have my comic class, they say they don't know how to draw. Well, we're going to teach you at whatever level you'll at, and you will improve. We try to make this as accessible as possible while also using, as they both said, industry standard materials, software, and of course we're all artists with years of experience in our own rights. We really want to make sure that students have that understanding. And another really great thing about Open Studio is that it's an opportunity to learn something from a new perspective or with a new skill set. That therein creates the opportunity for the student to get a better in-depth understanding of what they're creating. When you look at a problem from 2 different ways and you can solve it 2 different ways, then you've mastered the problem.
And this is not a bad time to talk about design thinking and also the foundation of CHICAT. And last week we heard a little bit from Mark Frank, who is from the National CAT. CHICAT is the Chicago CAT is part of, how many are there?
11.
11 centers for art and technology throughout the world. There are 11 of them here in the United States. A new one is in Israel, and I think I've heard
that there's one being built in the Caribbean.
In the Caribbean, that's what we're hoping. We all want the visit the Caribbean, the Caribbean CAT. But it's a model that has worked very well over several decades, in which students are brought into an environment that's beautiful, that's inspiring, and that in that environment shapes their behavior. And this design thinking gives them the foundation not just for arts, but that design thinking is a way to solve a lot of problems that we have in society nowadays.
And in different fields.
And in different fields beyond art.
Whether you go into medicine, engineering, even litigation, lawyers benefit a lot from critical thinking and being able to come at things from different perspectives. People who want to go into architecture, people who want to go into civil engineering. There are a lot of different disciplines that this kind of thinking really helps with, and CHICAT is a STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, and math institution. And so we really do value that.
Yeah, and Patty, maybe you can talk a little bit more about that in your fashion class, which was coming up. Patty's description of her class is coming up. But of course, when you're talking about fashion, you're talking about the human body, you're talking about biology.
Yeah.
And all of us incorporate physics into, and it's not hard, into, photography, physics of light.
Breaking stuff.
Breaking stuff. That's where I was going with this.
It's just making sure if you print something, can it actually like structurally support itself?
Engineering.
Engineering, same thing,
making
physics,
sure it doesn't-
So, without further ado, here, let's get to the right spot here on my little display to talk about Patty's wonderful design lab courses. So, Patty, go ahead and give us a start.
Sure thing. So in the design lab, we've done everything from drawing and painting to graphic design, silkscreen production, which is making t-shirts, for example, the one that I'm wearing. We have done costuming, we've done comic books, and this time we're doing a comic book class for middle schoolers called Comics Creation and Manga Mania. It is a class that really focuses on visual storytelling, but also developing some of the traditional artistic skills that students will need to create their own comic book characters and stories. They will be learning how to draw or how to perfect their drawing ability. We encourage students to draw in a realistic style, but we're not going to discourage anyone from anime style either. We want them to really understand how a static image can convey emotion or drama or fear or humor. And all those things actually combine sometimes. How they can be dynamic and how a still image can convey motion. How a story can be told with no sound. And even sometimes no words. That's also something that we look at. We look at examples from history. We talk about pre-Columbian illustration. We talk about French tapestries. We talk about Egyptian hieroglyphics and how those tell a story, how they're influenced by culture and aesthetic. We talk about Western comics, traditional superhero comics, but also stories like Persepolis, which is a story of a young Iranian woman who finds herself no longer able to connect with her culture as her family leaves while there's a cultural shift in her country. Or Mouse, which is a story that's partially about the Holocaust. There's no super heroics involved in it, but it's just a true-to-life story. And so these kids are at an age which is really, really important. Middle schoolers aren't kids anymore. They see more of the gray tones of the world. Bullying is a big issue in this world, unfortunately. And so one of the things that we do is while we look at different cultures, we really want the kids to drive their stories and their characters, their heroes, from themselves, from their families, from their cultures, from their histories. We want them to see the hero in themselves. We want them to create stories from that. So while we're teaching these skills, we also really want these kids to feel their inner hero. So, if you want to show overhead, this is one of our demos during class. We are still in the analog phase of things. We're going to be moving into digital as well, showing kids how to use Wacom tablets and Adobe Photoshop to create their comics digitally, but showing the kids a little more of a realistic style of drawing. Now, this is a comic book artboard. It's pretty standard stuff. This is a non-photo blue pencil. What that means is that students can draw their rough sketches with this pencil, but it won't scan into the computer. This specific shade of blue is not picked up. Once they do that, they'll move on to their pencils, and then once they do that, they'll move on to their inks. We're going to show them how to layer things in Photoshop, how to draw over those layers with the Wacom tabs. We're going to show them a lot of the really fun things that those have to do with. Some of the students have really fantastic styles already. Some of them are finding their styles in class, and it's so exciting to see, to really see that little light bulb moment. So comics and manga I'm very, very excited about, and the students are really excited too, which is great to see.
And it is our most popular class right now, and it is full.
Just about,
Yeah. So
We might have one
unfortunately, there's not a lot of not space in that class right now, but keep it in the back of your brain because I have a feeling we'll offer it again at some point.
One thing I want to also mention is that our courses are oftentimes dictated by interest from the community. So if there is interest in a specific course, you can always contact us. You can contact our youth arts account, or you can contact any of us directly. You can call us and just say, hey, I have a suggestion for a class, or it'd be really cool to do this, or, you know.
Definitely.
We listen to the community. We are here for the community, so of course our ears are open.
So
high school.
Yeah, high school classes.
So my high school class is fashion and textile design. That class teaches everything about the basics of sewing, design, pattern interpretation, pattern making, and making your own actual complete wearable outfits, making art that you live in. In that class, again, we do look at culture. We look at across cultures across the world. We look at historical examples. We talk about why, you know, if you go further back in history, clothes are a lot more simple. You see a lot of, you know, drapery versus sewing. We spoke about what a loom was, and a lot of the kids were like, wow, that's really old-timey. And I was like, yeah, my mom actually learned how to use one in school in the 70s, so it's not that old, guys.
The 70s are kind of a special time.
But there are still a lot of people who use them. So we show them like current footage of people in less developed countries where they still use those traditional means. Luckily today, my high school kids are gonna be very excited because we did a lot of stitching the past couple of weeks, and today they're using sewing machines for the first time. So they're gonna be like, the Industrial Revolution. And so actually for a couple of our sewing projects, our initial ones, just to get them used to stitching and different styles of stitching, their first backstitch was making ugly dolls.
They're so cute.
They're super cute and super scary. You can see some of the stitching isn't very good, but that's okay. They're full of rice, and the rice is not spilling out, and that's what's important. So we have a take on a teddy bear. We also have, I'm going to swap them out, a take on Cthulhu from the H.P. Lovecraft stories. And the kids really embraced the horror aspect of it. One student made a joke about wanting to make a voodoo doll, and I said, no, unless you practice it, we're not going to take from other cultures. Because although we're learning from cultures, we are appreciating, we're not looking to appropriate anything. So again, I really want students to look at their own cultures and everything, but if they find something really, really cool, while we talk about the difference between appreciation and appropriation, we're going to talk about practicality and impracticality, and can we call something that is ceremonial impractical? Spoiler alert, not really. But it's a really great class for developing skills, but also for social and emotional learning, and for art appreciation. So one thing I want to talk about, if I can switch gears.
Sure, switch gears. Except we are encouraging people to register for classes.
Yes.
This class is happening right now. Patty's fashion class. It's always a joy to go up to her studio. It's beautiful, has a wonderful view of the city. Same with my studio. Same with Matt's, really. But anyway, register. Call us now. Yeah. Call now and register. So.
Yeah.
But before we're out of time, I just wanted to mention, Matt mentioned a couple times our showcase at the end.
Indeed.
Not only do you learn a lot of really amazing work, but you also get these skills, you develop something cool, but you get to show off too. Not only get you to show off to your friends and family, you can take photos, you can build a portfolio. We really put a lot of work into our showcases. We want you guys to see yourselves as talented, professional makers of whatever you've learned. We want you to feel pride because I guarantee you we are proud of you.
Yeah, really nice professional gallery space. It's well maintained by staff. Great place to have your artwork up. You put a lot of work into it, get it into a nice space so everyone can see it.
And whatever you make, once it's out of that gallery after our showcase, you keep.
It's yours. And you know what we haven't mentioned is all of our classes are no cost. So not only is it free to come and learn all of this wonderful stuff, all of the materials are also free. And like Patty just said, when you're done, you can take your wonderful projects home.
A comparable program could be upwards of $1,000 easily.
Yeah, but we are funded by people from the community and people who donate, and we are able to offer these classes for free, which is really, really wonderful. Especially, we're on the south side. We're at 13th on 13th Street
and Paulina.
13th Paulina, right by the Costco, and yeah, and if transportation is an issue, and we know that often it is, we're hoping to help parents and work together to be able to carpool and all that kind of stuff to make sure that students who want to be able to attend their classes can. Okay, so and we are done. That's amazing.
Yep.
Okay, so one quick more. Plug to register now. Give us a call. You can check out our website. Our classes are ongoing. Registration is also ongoing. We are near the Pink Line, buses 9 and 12. And here's our website, CHICAT.org. And here's our phone number, 312-733-1701. So thanks again, CAN TV, for this wonderful opportunity to let you all know about what we're doing at CHICAT. Thanks a lot.
Have a great one.